We come to you live on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by the pride of Plainfield, New Jersey. He was born to run the fast break. It's Jay Williams.
Dishing the ball left, dishing the ball right, making the right play at the right time, because that's what guards from Plainfield, New Jersey do. Let's see what they do on the court this evening.
It's time to hoop it up. We are ready to go. Westbrook to Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
The okey-doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Harden. James Harden. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
George. Off the mark. No good. Harden with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. Kawhi Leonard pins it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Harden into the front court. Leads a bucket. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Leonard to George. Fires the three, and Paul George good on the quick release there.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up a three.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. To Harden. Knocked loose, and that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. It stays with Houston. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Beverly into the front court. Down a point. Hat-trick Beverly. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Driving right to the basket. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Beverly. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
0-4 to start the game. Don't worry about that. You can make your next 6 shots and then be 6 of 10 from the field. That's 60%. That can get you 80 million.
To Paul George. To Beverly. Beyond the arc for 3. Patrick Beverly. He thrives in situations like these.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that 3 despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Russell Westbrook rocking the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Leonard. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start dragging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. George. Paul George. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Harden had made his first three, but that shot off the mark. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
George to Beverly. Baseline drive. Hat-trick Beverly. He's now 5 for 6.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Leonard to George. Fires the three. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Harden with it up top. Leads just a point. Here's a chance from long range. How's that for a start? 14 points in this first quarter as he knocks down the three.
And look, I know this requires great conditioning on the defensive part, but you have to start denying him the ball. Make him catch the ball further away from the basket.
Deep three at the buzzer. The first quarter's complete. The Rockets with the lead. About to start the second quarter. Both teams very productive offensively at the outset.
Yeah, I got to hedge the bet because I got to talk to the defense right now. You have to actually play defense on people to stop people in this league.
George, shot off the mark. Good defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Williams into the front court. Now down 6. Kawhi Leonard. He's 2 for 2 now.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
It's LA Clippers ball. Williams. And the rebound comes down to the Rockets. Rivers to bring it into the front court. Minute gone by in this second quarter. Out of bounds the call off P.J. Tucker. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Kawhi Leonard here against P.J. Tucker. To Paul George. Strong finish for Paul George.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Westbrook gets it in the left corner. He connects. Not the guy you think would beat you.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Never dare Patrick Beverly. Hits a wide-open three.
I know the refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Westbrook lets it fly from long range. Not going down here. Leonard to George. From long range, it was contested, but Paul George still dials in for three. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Count it.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a two-point basketball game. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. To Leonard. Going to launch beyond the arc. Smothering D. To Westbrook. Gets it in the right corner. It's Harden. Not that time. Big finish at the rim.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Harden. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Kawhi Leonard sizing up Eric Gordon. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Harden. He was all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
First foul in the final 2 minutes. Entering the game for Houston.
Leonard buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. And now Houston has the basketball. Westbrook. Here's Leonard for 2. Kawhi Leonard. He's now 4 for 6. Curling inside. And the rebound taken in by Beverly. That ends the period. The Clippers have the lead. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Beverly into the front court. Leads 5. For 3, this guy's tough. Patrick Beverly, hand in his face, still drills it.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion. The backspin, it gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Goes to the left side. 4-3, knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
Capella to Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Oh, he's been on target from downtown, Jay. He's 5 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, he's been able to knock down those shots by having great spacing on the floor. His teammates deserve the credit as much as he does.
George, no good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Terrific vision and the slam.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
His first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Harden to Westbrook. Harden. Message received. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Leonard. Misfires. It's no good. Harden. Wow, look at him dive for the loose ball. Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
For Houston, number 35, Kenneth Faried.
Harden to Westbrook. Harden. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
George is good.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Westbrook knocked loose. Clippers have it. Leonard. And he knocks it down, Jay.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
Number 23, Louis Williams. And number 5, Montrezl Harrell.
Leonard. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Slams it down.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
Harden in possession. The deficit now up to a dozen. Fires the 3. That right there, Jay, his 8th 3 of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his foul through.
Lou Williams. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. And scores. Strong take.
We're watching the clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Time for some new personnel into the game.
Number 1, Iman Shumpert.
It's in the hands of James Harden.
14, Gerald Reed.
Beyond the arc for three. The hot night continues. He's at 9. Threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
George. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
Harden. 10 threes for him now in the game, Jay. Just astonishing.
And I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's only happened 30-something times since the three-point line went into effect in 1979. Goes to show you how big of a night he's having.
How old were you back then?
I was not born yet, my friend.
Boom, baby. Clippers have it. Oh, he got there.
That's great hustle getting back on D.
James Harden at the controls.
Watch that cutter.
Trying to cash in. Add 2 points to the board. A shot at the buzzer. And he knocks it down, Jay. That ends the third quarter. It's been all Clippers so far. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Kawhi Leonard rejects it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Strong finisher, Paul George.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
The drive, right to the basket. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Paul George. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
And the finish at the rim.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
James Harden snatching it out of the air. Harden in possession. His guys down big. fires the three, and James Harden knocks it down from three.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Westbrook with it. Looking to make something happen. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
George. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Harden trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark. To Paul George. Williams. Lou Williams. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Harden.
That'll be a winning formula in overtime every time. Answer a 2 on one end with a 3 on the other. Ed, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a 3 is more than 2, correct?
That is great math, my friend. Oh, they called the foul.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Harden. Tough shot. He hits. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. It down with authority.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Westbrook. Here's a chance from long range. Not easy.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
George against Gordon. To Leonard. Knocks it down from mid-range.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players.
And a putback slam.
And I got a chance to hear a lot of the conversation at the bench. And one of the things they called out was owning the backboards. Looks like the message is really getting through.
The pass taken away by the Clippers.
From a guy who's been there before, tomorrow morning you'll wake up and you would have wished this was a bad dream. But in reality, all you can do is knock the cobwebs off and let it fuel you for tomorrow.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Paul George to Beverly. Knocked loose. Beverly. Off the mark. What on earth was he thinking?
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Harden. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it.
three.
Capella with a piece. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory.